President and CEO of the Greater Reading Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Welcome very much to this week's Member Spotlight. I have with me Albert VanMaanen, owner of Reading Coffee Roasters. Albert, thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
So we wanted to talk about Reading Coffee Roasters and how you got started in that. Looks like you've been at it since at least 1989.
Right, yeah. Well, they wouldn't hire me at the hospital for a brain surgeon, so I had to do something
That was
else.
your first choice?
Yes. But anyway, no. So we actually thought that because we lived in New York City, and we thought that this would be a nice area to start something. And Roast-Me's mom still lived in New Jersey, and my wife, and so she didn't want to move too far away. Mm-hmm. So that's why we sort of settled on Reading.
So you were living in New York City, and you just picked Reading?
Right, and we sold our brownstone downtown Brooklyn, which of course was the wrong thing to do because it's now worth $1.5 million.
Yeah, that'd be good to have.
Yeah, right. I would have been able to retire. Now I'm 73 and I'm still working.
So why coffee?
I liked the whole idea of that, and it was like a new thing to do. And we were in California. We saw a lot of shops that roasted their own coffee. And that's how I sort of got interested in it. Okay. And so we've done quite well up to now.
Yeah. What did you do before professionally?
Well, we had a bed and breakfast downtown Brooklyn, because
cool.
we're at that brownstone. And, I did all sales work and all that. Mm-hmm. So I just started this from scratch. And there was somebody that taught me or showed me the tricks. Like he came over from Holland, and he still has a shop in Holland. Whenever I'm in Holland,
cool.
I see him. And so he taught you the basics, but you have to learn this by yourself.
Yeah. It was kind of interesting as I was looking at your website. It seems like, there's a certain expertise in importing the right bean or a variety of beans, and then an expertise with roasting. So let's pull those apart and let's talk about where you get your coffee beans.
Well, okay. Well, let's establish the most important thing about coffee is that it is freshly roasted. Now, people tell you, oh, I grind my coffee every morning and all that. Yeah, but if that coffee was roasted 2 years ago, then you could say, yeah, I have freshly ground stale coffee. So it is really important, and I'm not saying because we're roasters, but it's extremely important that you buy directly from a roaster if you are interested in coffee. Now, a lot of people, they don't really care. And that's why you see a lot of restaurants that you get a lousy cup of coffee after you spend a lot of money and I blame the customers because you should complain. If they charge you $2 or $3 for a cup of coffee and it's a lousy cup of coffee, well, you should complain and come and see us.
Okay, and that's one thing. You roast everything by hand.
By hand. I mean, it's roasted. It's a fairly large machine, so it's pretty hard to roast it by hand. But anyway, so we roast every day. And the quality of coffee is you have quality of the coffee, and then of course freshness as well. You're better off with a not so high quality coffee that is freshly roasted versus maybe a Jamaican Blue Mountain that was roasted 2 years ago.
Okay. Now, how can you tell if it's freshly roasted or not?
Well, just talk to me.
There you go.
So anyway, no, we're sort of, there's somebody else that roasts in the area. I think there are two other people, but we're basically the one that has been in business the longest. And I'm very fussy about coffee myself, so I can't quit because where am I going to buy my coffee?
No, you're the only one you trust.
Right. No, it's not that I'm the only one I trust. It's okay. The thing is, we have the best coffee. Nobody else has better coffee than we have. Doesn't mean that there isn't somebody else who has the same coffee that I have. But there's nobody who has a better grade of coffee than we have, because like we do buy the top grades that you can get.
Okay.
And it's not that difficult, because there's certain green bean dealers that who we buy from that just specialize in the high end. And but the interesting thing is that we sold to Berksheim, but we also came in number 2 nationwide on a taste test. And of course, Starbucks came in number 8. I know I'm not supposed to put them down, but anyway. But the thing
There's
is,
some satisfaction
but the
in
thing,
that.
well, yes, but it was mentioned in the newspaper in a column, and it was sort of tongue in cheek the way that it came out. So it really was not really publicized.
Yeah.
But I mean, for us, it's a small roaster to
Well,
come in number 2
consider it
nationwide.
public now.
Well, yeah. Well,
There you go.
Well, anyway.
All right, so you start with, all right, roasting is key, but also a good quality bean is key.
Right.
So where do you get your beans from?
Well, we get them. Of course, coffee is grown all around the equator. It's a tropical plant, and coffee, it grows like, we actually have a coffee tree ourselves, and it grows like you get a blossom on it, and the
Okay.
blossom turns into a cherry, and when the cherry gets red, and it takes a long time for it to get red, it actually is ripe, and you can harvest the beans that are inside. The beans inside are actually the seeds of the coffee tree. So if you put them in soil, they'll grow another tree.
Okay.
And if you harvest them and dry them and all that, that's when it becomes a coffee bean.
Very
But we
interesting.
had one summer, we had a thing of the berries were all in the tree, and we had these birds that just came out, and they took all the berries of the tree, and they dropped the seeds, and we had like coffee trees
Oh,
growing
very cool.
all over the lawn.
Was that cool or not?
No, well, it
All
was in
over
the
the
summer.
lawn, I
It
don't
was
know.
it
Yeah.
was it was in the summer. But anyway, so as far as like we sell in supermarkets, and we sell to the Reading Hospital, and we sell to some of the restaurants, and we have like a mail order business, and it's
Now, can people also buy retail or
yes,
off the
yes,
internet from
yes.
you? I saw
We
you
are.
brought with you a couple
no,
of
we're
gift baskets.
well. We do a lot of gift baskets around holidays, and but they can. We're open from 12 to 2 on Saturdays, so
Okay.
people can come in,
Okay.
and so we. If you can't come in during the week, you can certainly. But otherwise, just call us and we'll send it to you.
Well, I love the fact that you're delivering to both Berksheim, you had mentioned, and the hospital. You know, that your high-end coffee is being served to our sick ones and our elderly,
yes,
which
yes,
so that's
yes,
wonderful.
yes.
I also saw you do fundraisers, which I wasn't
Yes,
really
we do
aware of.
that as well. There's so many things that we do
What
that I
types of
sometimes
groups in the
forget.
community might want to get involved in that?
Well, I think like schools and maybe fire companies or whatever. They so we anyone that would like to raise money,
Right.
and
Okay.
they can just do that.
So
and they
if
can
someone's
sell the
involved
coffee.
with a youth group or a Rotary or a whatever,
Right.
they might want to think about contacting Reading Coffee Roasters and seeing whether a fundraiser
Well, that
might
would be
make
very
sense.
nice, yeah.
Very good. And also they have the retail operation, and with the holidays coming up, can they get gift baskets right from you, or are these examples of other
No,
companies'
no,
gift
no, no,
baskets
no, no,
that
no.
you-
These are our baskets.
right.
So we make
So
them from
one-stop
scratch.
shop.
Yes.
So
Okay.
thank you very much
All
for
right.
coming, and thanks also for being a chamber member.
You're welcome.
Very good.
Okay.